Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Waffles RC. As you can see, we are back in the garage. And as much as many of you ask for running videos, when I finally put one out, nobody watches it. So I guess we're getting back to building. So I know in the last video I said we were going to start a new project, but I don't know if anybody remembers the Impala. I've been working very hard on this thing. Not on the chassis, that's what I have to finish. This, however, I have been working very hard on. Is it perfect? Nope. Is it about as good as I can possibly get it? Yes. So I've been working on the paint for this thing for probably 2.5, maybe 3 weeks now. So I don't know how you guys in the big scale or big into scale detail world can do this, because it's impossible. So like I said, it is not perfect or really that good, but for me, it's incredible. Did the grill, painted that chrome, did all the chrome trim around all the windows, printed the front and back window, used Lexan for the side windows.
I was just avoiding camera.
Ah, I know the editor. So to say it was a lot of work is a bit of an understatement. I don't see how you guys do it. I probably won't go this detailed for a while. I need a break from such detail work. So the main part of this video is going to be actually finishing the chassis that I never finished. So I thought it was finished, but come to find out, everything worked. I had drive shafts in it. Everything worked just fine there until it went full droop, and then the drive shafts bound up and you couldn't drive anymore. So the quick, easy trick that I'm going to do, because, well, I welded this whole thing, and luckily I only tack welded it. I'm going to take that skid plate right there and move it down. Also, since it's been a while since you guys have seen this, or if you're new, this is how the transfer case is connected to the forward mount transmission. So without, imagine this being the other way. I'm going to drop the skid plate down and then rotate the transfer case down as well, making the angle for our drive shafts less extreme and, workable. I'm going to start taking this thing apart and measure. Also known as guess until it fits. Done. Okay, so we want this down much lower. It also needs to be straight. Should I use a tape measure that I don't have? I don't like where it's sitting. Okay, so it is 15 units lower than where it was. And I say units because I don't know what measurement that is. I'm sure it's millimeters, but we'll go with 15 units down lower. And begin. All right, well, now that I've moved everything, you can't see it here, but I'll show you in just a second. As you can see, the front drive shaft is connected and the wheels turn. That's usually what you want to happen, which is not what happened before. So let me take this off. I'll show you what I did. So what I did, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. But as you see the center skid, I moved it down 15 units, which was millimeters. But then I added both sides. That's right. We're going to have a Chevy Impala station wagon with both sides. 4-wheel drive. I'm quite proud of this thing. I've obviously had some time to think about what I wanted to do with all this, because I've been working so long on that body. And I'm sure a lot of you will say, oh, it's not the greatest. Well, that's fine. I tried my hardest. And that would be my suggestion for anybody else that's trying to do like full scale stuff. Do the best you can. Don't worry about what anybody else is going to say. I mean, who else has a Chevy Impala station wagon crawler or a donk Cadillac with a 24 scale motor driving it? There are very few things that I care about what people think of me. My RC's absolute last of anything that I care. I'm here to have fun. So now what I get to do is take all this off and fully weld the thing, because that's truly the next step, was finishing this frame, was getting the boat sides, getting the drive shafts to work, and the transfer case moved. So now I need to fully weld everything, grind it off, and then I can spend however long it takes to reassemble, put it all back together, and I gotta paint it first. I'm debating on the color. Honestly, I don't know which color I want to do, because really the only things you're going to see are the boat sides. But I'm not going to tape everything off. I'm done doing scale painting. No, whatever color I come up with is the color that this frame is going to be. So let me disassemble it, start welding. Sure wish these things were easier to work on. Actually, you know what? I'll rephrase that too. I wish they were cheaper to work on. Anyhow, back to the little car. Everything's done. It's all welded up, grinded down. I did smooth out the boat sides, so that way, you know, they're smooth. And in the years of wisdom, or blatant stupidity, whichever one, I've learned that when you're doing a lot of grinding, wear earplugs or earmuffs, whatever you want to call them, just wear them. I'm already hard of hearing because of doing stuff like that. So I know I'm not like the number one person to talk about safety equipment, but protect your ears, protect your eyes. Now that this is all ground down and ready to go, now it's just a matter of paint. I will paint this off camera and we'll come back once we start adding stuff to the body and putting this all back together. After we grease and Loctite absolutely everything, because there's no grease in anything. All right, guys. Obviously some time has passed because the door's closed. This is actually my first time at really trying to do this like scale stuff. You know, I've always added added things here and there, make it look a little cool, but like, this is new to me. But so far, we have our lights with lenses. I know, we're getting fancy. We have our rear lights with lenses, and as you can see, jerry cans. And something that I am personally proud of, our roof rack. Obviously, big light bar on the front because, well, I like lights. It's going to be there. But this rack, I designed it, and I 3D printed it because I'm a 3D printer person, apparently, now. It is made out of the PETG, I don't know, the stronger one, which I'm pretty sure this body is as well. And speaking of this particular body, if you guys remember, I bought this from somebody who printed it out. Well, I found the file online of where he got it from. The super fun part is he changed the scale of it. So this isn't to the scale of the original file 10 scale. It's smaller. So I had to figure out how much smaller, which was fun when I tried to print out the grille and the windshield and the rear window. Real fun. But I just wanted to give you guys a little progress update. We have scale bits going on. Quite happy about that. And for a little color contrast, of course, I painted the frame green. Mainly because I wanted the boat sliders to be green. I think it would be a nice contrast of the two-tone on the car having the boat sliders be green. I'm not overly concerned about the frame being green because most of the frame is, under the car. So you'll see it when it flips over. When it flips over. Keyword. This may be my first, hopefully truly scale build to a, relatively certain extent. But I'm still going to drive it just like I do all the other ones. It's going to roll. It's going to break. It's going to wind up looking like the Capri up there. Caprice. Tell me in the comments how you guys pronounce it, but the orange car that you can't see. The A-pillars are broken. The light bar won't mount up to it anymore. The front half of the hood flops up and down. Don't care. So in just a second, you will see me reassembling the frame and hopefully getting this mounted onto the frame. Yeah, we'll reassemble everything on the frame, which is super fun because, I didn't think things through, but we'll gloss over that. In just a second, I already said it. We'll be right back. New trick. Well, I guess first I should lead off with I got the frame together. But even with my RCs, I'm finding that the spring rates of these coilovers are even still a bit too stiff. But I did just discover a new trick that any average person can do. All you need to do is take your coil springs off of your coilovers, put them into your vise, like so. Put just a little bit of pressure on them, not too much. You don't want to go too crazy. Then the final step, which is my personal favorite, now you don't want to go too crazy because it will warp them and then you'll destroy them and they'll turn into something like this. So just try to keep even heat all the way around. Basically, if you see smoke, move the torch away. Once you get a good coloring, a little bit of smoking on them, turn your torch off, give that a crank or two, let them cool off. So the reason why I did that is basically my front suspension, when it sits down, only goes about that far. I want it to go down further, but I still want it to, travel. Don't want it to sit all the way on the bumps. Actually, I personally wouldn't mind if it does. So let those cool. And then you get a coilover like this one, which is very hard to do because I have one disconnected, but you have it very easy amount of travel. Obviously, depending on the weight of your RC and how crazy you are, you want to apply more heat for longer, or same amount of heat just for a little bit longer if you want them softer. The reason why I'm doing this is because, yes, I know you can go online and you can buy more coils that are a softer spring rate. I don't know which ones to get. So I took a torch to them and it made them softer, because springs, when you add heat under spring pressure, they shrink down. The reason why I know this is because I may or that didn't make sense. I may or may not have been a hack of a mechanic when I was younger and lowered my car by cutting the coil springs. By doing so, I introduced heat into the coil spring, which then made the car sit far too low. Because what I thought I was taking out, an inch, wound up being 2.5 inches. So anybody who is a mechanic and has tried lowering their car the cheap way by cutting a coil or two out of it will understand that if you want to inch out, only take like half a coil, or whatever the equivalent is for your particular vehicle. And then I dropped the nut. So once again, my genius astounds me again. And by genius, I mean hackery, purely on the basis that I'm too cheap to go buy parts. But when you're building these things on a budget, it's what you got to do. So thanks for joining Waffles RC Scientific Study, where we now have a vehicle that sits lower in the back because I've only done the rear springs. Let me do the fronts. I'll bring you back, hopefully with a body on this thing. That's right. She's ready for anything. Basically, my vision for this was redneck overlander. And I think I pulled it off, except for it's more like redneck overlander with money. Let's drive this thing. Alright, I don't know how well this thing is going to do because it is straight axle. Okay, it's doing incredibly well, minus all the tire rubbing. Here's the both sides. First scratch. There we go. Got it out of the way. Come on. No. Please don't roll on your first drive. You're going to roll on the first drive. Let's just be here for moral support, shall we? Oh? Oh? Really? Alright, Impala. Alright. Once again, just in case. Oh yeah, we're good now. Who needs bumpers? Oh, lost a fuel can. Wow. So remember, this just has a hobby wing motor in it. One of those Fusion Pro SEs. Really good speed control on it. Really putting those boat sides. Nope. Okay, let's try going this way. Yep, that's why we like portal axles. Oh, there we go. There's the line. Oh. All right, let's hope for the best then. Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on, pick it up. No, we're not going to. Okay, how can we get out of this? How can we get out of this, guys? This way? Yep, see? That is why I like portals. Let's try and hang it a little bit over here. Come on. You got this, girl. No. Nope. Okay, the motor could use a bit more power. Steering servo could use a bit more. Oh, there we go. Don't want to scratch this side now. You guys can't see what I'm talking about. All right, I don't want to hurt it. It's brand new, guys. Let's just try to go somewhat of an easier route. Wow, I really need to clearance that rear fender. I also need to adjust the front pinion. Remember, I did a radius arm on it. Okay, so you remember how I said I wanted to do an easy line? Come on. Get up there. Wow, good side grip on these tires. There it goes. That was all side grip on that driver front. Yeah. That's right. Gotta put our gas tank back on for scale points. All right, and speed test. Wow. Faster than I thought it would be. Okay, now we're in the dark. You can see some of the lights. Yes, the workbench is messy again. That's what happens when you make projects. Clean it. But as you can see, we have headlights with lenses, so they're not very good. But to make up for that, I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, I'll figure that out later. we do have some clearancing left to do. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Silly me. We also have the brake lights. And I just have them wired in, so as soon as the car comes on, the lights come on. I can unplug them if I want. So let's do a quick little walkthrough. Let me get this situated. So, things that need adjusting. That pinion angle is way too steep. So all I have to do is take this upper radius arm. Actually, I have to take the whole thing off because I welded it, so there's no pivot here. I have to take it off right there and extend it, and that'll be fixed. We do have some tire rubbing issue. This part, not that part. That was from me trying to paint chrome. For accessories, we have a light bar. We have an awning, and if I remember correctly, this is actually functional. I'm not going to do it, but maybe for a picture eventually I will. We have our travel bags with the fire extinguisher because safety third. We got a jack, a shovel, and of course our jerry cans that come off. It's like Impala's station wagons weren't meant for crawling, and they don't have a very good departure angle. I know, it's a surprise to me too, but you know, we got to do what we got to do. And last but certainly not least, I forgot, like I always do, to find a place to put a battery in this thing. So what I did was I got my 3D printer, which I have one of those now, if I haven't said that enough times in this video. So what I designed a while ago for future builds is a little battery tray, and it fits my batteries perfectly. Just have a Velcro strap. I have bars. There's holes drilled in it. I don't feel like taking the battery out right now. It's, as you can tell, it's a little bit of work. But, you know, these scale builds, they're not the most convenient things, but man, does it look good. I mean, come on. You can't tell me that's not cool. And of course, self-branding. I had to. It wouldn't stick to the 3D printed windows, but luckily I painted the body, so it stuck to that. But, you know, just like every build, we got a little bit of tuning to do. But that right there, that's a good looking truck. Car. Truck. Hey, we already got scratches on the sliders. Exactly what they're there for. And some scratches on the body. See, nothing stays nice for me. But to me, that's the point of these things, is to use them and to have fun. Oh, this whole time I've been super cool with my sunglasses on. I wear my sunglasses. Sorry, Bay Area people will get that reference. From Waffles RC, thank you all very much for joining. Thank you all for subscribing. If you like this kind of stuff, this is what we do here. Also, if you go to this link right here, you can go grab some merch. Still working on some better stuff. I'm kind of rushing right now because it's 95 degrees outside, and in about, I don't know, 6 hours, I have to get on a plane to go to the East Coast. So, yay. I'm not going to sleep for the next 4 days. So next week, we are going to make bumpers for the front and something for the back and trim up the body. We're just going to, we know it works. We know it drives. It looks good. Got to do a little bit of trimming on the back and on the front. You know, bugs to figure out, but that's a good looking car. So thank you all for joining, and we will see you all next week. What, you thought I'd forget? No, it's done. We need to know. Yoink. All right, we are zeroed out. Pretty well balanced. Oh, it's a comp rig. 9 pounds, 9.2 ounces. She's a lightweight. We need to step up those numbers. It's not Waffles RC inspired enough. Only 9.5 pounds. I think we can do better. I'm just kidding. I think it's a perfect weight for it. It actually feels really good and feels really balanced with where everything's located. So thank you all. We'll see you next week. Oh wait, it will get heavier because I'm putting bumpers on it.